Good morning, family. If you'll join me in prayer. Heavenly Mother, thank you for having us in this space together, for this loving family, for that is what we are. A family of believers, of wanderers, and wanderers. As we wrestle with your word, your vision, and your message. I pray that your spirit flows through me and my words this morning and touches the community at large. Amen. Gyla, where you at? Thank you, my sister. Thank you. And first, I'd like to thank Sophie, Rick, and the entire worship team for putting together this beautiful and thoughtful service. This, in my 3 years, is the first time I've seen this particular altar cloth, and no one could have known, but that is the original symbol of Wake Divinity, and it is everything that I picture when I picture Wake. So thank you. And also, while I'm here, I'd really love to take a moment to recognize the gifts of Sally and Joshua. I promise the tears are going to be staunched for the sermon, but you are such an integral part of our community, and Tuesday Chapel and Community Lunch are at the heart of Wake Divinity. And for many of us, they were the very first taste of community that we received before we officially chose to join this beloved family. And personally, it was how I knew almost a decade ago that when I first visited, this would be a place that I would one day call home. So I just want to thank you for all that you do to help create this little slice of heaven in Davis Chapel every single week. And I will miss it dearly. But when I think about what I will miss most, it's not just the collective spiral of over a Dr. Jung midterm, or it's not the post-class conversations that clog the hallway while Dr. Senior lovingly wanders past looking for snacks. It's not even the theological... It's not even the It's not even the theological debates that go so hard that somehow they end in both tears and laughter at the same time. What I will miss most, and what I already miss as I speak, is the people. The friends, the professors, and colleagues that I've met along this journey who held me through this crazy thing called seminary, many of whom I am now blessed to call family. These are the relationships that sustained me. And I imagine that this is true for many of my fellow third years, and I suspect the first and second years, the rising second and third years are beginning to discover. Calling Gyla at 9 p.m. on a Friday because I just realized that I wrote my entire sermon for Sunday on the wrong Advent theme. Staying up until 3 a.m. playing spades with my Sacred Memory crew while unpacking the weight of the Ma'afa. Visiting Rick and Jason in their unofficial Thursday office hours in the low auditorium to make sense of a new framework that Dr. Shaner introduced into class that week. These aren't just memories. These are moments of meaning, of ministry, and of community. Because the call that we are answering, the call to ministry, to spiritual leadership, to justice, it's not an easy one. The path is rarely straight and never simple. And we're not meant to walk it alone. Faith leadership can be one of the most isolating vocations. Statistically, clergy, chaplains, and nonprofit leaders experience some of the highest rates of burnout because we carry so much. We hold sacred stories and tend to sacred wounds and are entrusted with the holy and the heartbreaking. We carry the weight of grief that is not our own and the joys of others as if it were our own. We navigate hospital rooms, unjust systems, and broken institutions. We stand in the gap, holding tension, offering hope, and demanding justice. And we are so often expected to do so without flinching, without faltering, without falling apart. But we do flinch, and we do falter. And that is why we need each other. That is why we need our villages. That's why these bonds of friendship and community matter so deeply. The relationships that we cultivate here are not just for seminary. They're for the long road ahead. They are the lifelines that will carry us through seasons of challenge and celebration alike. Nearly 3 years ago, in this very chapel, at one of my class's first chapel services, then third year, our very own Jazz Logan, stood where I stand now and spoke to us about belonging. She reminded us, many of us scared, uncertain, quietly wondering if we were enough, that we belonged, that we were beloved. She lovingly reminded us that we had entered into something holy, a beloved community. And now, as we prepare to go our separate ways, I want to pick up that thread, not to tie it off, but to carry it forward. Because what Jazz spoke then is still true now. It is a truth that sustains and is everlasting. Ecclesiastes tells us 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up the other. But woe to the one who is alone and falls and does not have another to help. Again, if 2 lie together, they keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though one might prevail against another, 2 will withstand 1. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. Now, Koheleth is speaking about the community at large, about doing the work of resisting empire, confronting oppression, and seeking justice together. The world is heavy with injustice and grief. The writer of Ecclesiastes names this plainly. There is oppression, there are tears, and sometimes there is no one to comfort us. But there is power in companionship. There is strength in community. There is warmth in sharing the blanket and safety in walking together. There is hope in the simple act, the simple sacred act of showing up for one another. And beloveds, that is what we have done here. This is the gift of Divinity School. Not just what we learned, but who we learned with. Not just our formation, but our friendships. This beloved community has been our comforters, our encouragers, and our lifelines. When the world felt too much, when the reading stacked up, when our own wounds reopened in the classroom and out, we had each other. And now, as we leave, it's not just our training that we carry with us. It's each other. It's every late night conversation, every tear shed in chapel, every community lunch, every hug and listening ear that was there when you pulled on the thread that seemingly unraveled the tapestry of your faith. We carry it all forward. You belong. You are beloved. And wherever you go, beloved community goes with you also. Second years, as you entered your journey, you read Life Together by Dietrich Bonhoeffer. So you already know this truth. That community is not an afterthought. It is not an accessory to ministry. It is the very foundation of it. These are the people who will and already have seen you through your deconstruction and your reconstruction. These are the people who, to borrow from Dr. Sampson, held your heart through your spiritual and theological open heart surgery. There are no other relationships quite like these. So lean into them, cultivate them. Don't take this precious season for granted. As we celebrate 25 years of Wake Divinity, we remember that we are not the first to walk these halls, and we certainly will not be the last. We join the ranks of alumni who carry this community into the pulpits, hospital rooms, nonprofits, and justice-seeking spaces all over the world. We join them now, and they go with us too. So before I close, I want to offer a word to each group in this space. To my fellow third years, we did it. We're crossing this threshold, not alone, but together. Let us keep showing up for each other in the group chats, in the DMs, in the surprise voice notes on hard days. Let us carry this beloved community with us and never forget where we come from. To the rising second and third years, savor this season and be gentle with yourselves. The work you do in this season is soul work. Stay curious, stay kind, stay bold, and take care of each other. And welcome the next class with open arms, remembering what it felt like to be in their shoes. To our faculty and staff, thank you for shaping us, for challenging us, for seeing the divine in us even when we struggled to see it in ourselves. May you continue to cultivate the community that you've helped create, and may you remember to lean on your own villages in seasons of challenge and to celebrate with them in seasons of joy. And to all of us, wherever we find ourselves next, may we be the kind of people who show up, who comfort, who lift one another when we fall. May we be the living reminders that a threefold cord is not easily broken. Amen.